Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Ryan Date, aka Date Ryan Sama, here on Twitch and on Twitter, a member of the Hashira podcast where we talk all things anime and nerd. And I am glad to have with me on this last episode of 2021 the Pillars. And so I've got Goose the Truth. That's my big brother Travis. Over there is Black by Nature 66, aka Dean. And of course, the man behind the activity and the ability that is Ed, and Edwin. And we are here to talk all those things that I just talked about. Shout outs to Nobunaga, who's not with us, but we know that he is also a lover of anime and manga. And so you can catch him on Twitter at Nobunaga Dano. And please check him out. So, without further ado, I want to remind you that if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything to do so, and it supports the channel. Share if you can so other people know what's going on. And if you're watching this live, share it to your socials so other people can jump on in and talk this anime stuff with us right now. Oh, and of course, we have an Instagram as well, and we'd like you to check us out there and follow us. That's Hashira Podcast. And of course, our Twitter, which is also at Hashira Podcast.
I'd like to begin with a fact.
So, here we go. It's been 2021. We're at the end of that year, and there have been some fantastic moments. A lot of seasons and a lot of second seasons doing what they're supposed to do in 2021, making anime get to another level and lead us in anticipation for what's happening in 2022. But with that being said, we've got to talk about these things that happened this year. So, Pillars, guys, Hashira, what are your favorite anime moments from 2021?
I'll kick things off. My favorite moment, my favorite anime moment, I'm gonna say is the release of Mugen Train. And the reason why I'm picking Mugen Train, because Mugen Train impacted the whole anime community as far as basically what some people don't know is that they started that Mugen Train basically as what the opening to the season, basically like season 2 to Demon Slayer, but for them to introduce it into a movie, that everyone really was like, I don't think it's gonna be that good. It's the second season. They're gonna skip out on a lot of things, and honestly, it was great. And even some key points that they missed, like they were able to now it's like a snowball effect. So now you got the movie out. Now whatever that they missed, they started to introduce that stuff into episodes too. There was a lot of stuff in the movie that guys forget, like they wanted to know about the background of Goku, what was he doing before he got on the train and stuff like that. So like basically for them to like introduce that, and then other animes start to basically follow. For example, One Piece is coming out with what James's movie. That's in the future. But for them to come out with a movie, basically, it's like it's gonna answer questions that a lot of One Piece fans have, like how strong is Shanks? Like what's his
20 plus years later.
Not this.
Sorry.
What's his what's his armament hockey like? What's his conquerors hockey like? And stuff like that. So and what else? Even JJK is coming out with a movie, and it's like they're not only coming out with a movie, they're coming out with a movie. It's basically be canon. So back in the days, anime would just come out with movies that had nothing to do with the storyline. They would just come out.
All those drinks, yeah.
Right, exactly. And all those Naruto movies that when they fighting on the moon and all that extraness. Right, basically like movies like those like they came out with. Now it's like the movies like that has to do something with the anime. They're giving you more backgrounds on the characters. They're giving you they're filling in the gaps with whatever stories that they forgot to basically introduce. And basically just that moment, just them just Mugen Train introducing Mugen Train itself in season 2, like impacted the anime community, and I really like that. So that stood out to me. So basically that's my my moment for 2021.
Okay, all right. I mean, Mugen Train.
Good moment.
I want to go in on Mugen Train, but we had a whole episode dedicated to Mugen Train, so I don't want to do the most. I just want to say that the movie was fantastic. Absolute joy to enjoy, and Rengoku Goku.
Yeah, I'll go next because I tend to go with something that people really don't really watch like that, right? That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke about this already, and I touched on it at one of our earlier episodes, and it was something that I was excited about. I don't think I went into depth about it, but it was the collaboration between Disney and the anime world.
Okay.
If anybody's familiar with Star Wars
Star Wars.
Visions,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
that was phenomenal. It was a segment of 9 episodes, and every single episode had its own story, in which they can actually do another 9 episodes where every episode has its own story again. So it's honestly it was phenomenal to watch. If you're a Star Wars head, it was great. If you're an anime head, it was great. And if you're both, it's even better than that, you know. So I was taken back by the animation. Every single episode had its own animation.
Yeah.
Different director. And you know, it was catchy. It evoked emotion. There was something to be felt by every single episode, and it connected with. It didn't steer too far from what George Lucas created. I think he was actually a writer on a good amount of those episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
That'd be
While
cool.
while you know, Japanese directors came in and did the anime.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, like that's something I was excited before it came out, and sure enough, it didn't disappoint me. One of the episodes I recommend. It's kind of like Black Mirror. If any of the viewers are familiar with Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yeah, if you watched, like, you know, every episode had its own thing. You're gonna find your favorite episode, and one of my favorite episodes was TOB1, also 2B1. You get what they did there, play on words.
Yep.
The main voice of that was none other than Masako Nozawa, which is the voice of Goku. So they had her on there. She was the voice of one of the on one of the animes. It was so good, and they did such a great job every single episode, but this one specifically, 2v1, check it out. They did such a great job in wrapping up one whole story in 23 minutes. Imagine giving everybody, so every single one of them are a short film, and it's very difficult to do a short film, you know. So to have the climax, the plot, setting, and all that stuff, and wrapping it up, because you don't know if we're gonna have another episode, right? But to do all that in one episode was so great. The story is amazing, and I recommend anybody who has not checked it out yet and loves Star Wars and love anime to please check out Star Wars Vision on Disney Plus right now.
Nice. Yeah, listen, I can agree with that. And I want to say the coolest thing about that is, like he was saying, every episode is its own episode, right? So they had to, like, the animation is good, and like even the like pacing for those stories are good, and enough time in each episode to make you feel like you understand what's happening and you're like engaged in the story that's being told. It's what should have happened with like Halo Legends back in the day when they did the Halo Legends thing, where every episode was a different story, trying to like in the universe, but they did, like, some of it was like outpaced or weirdly paced. Like this was just a very good take on it. So yeah, 100% Trav. Yeah, I was watching and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it.
They did a great job. This is it.
You know,
100%.
Wow. Ed?
For me, my 2021 moment is when my boy Naruto went Baryon mode, man.
Exactly. Oh my god.
I mean, Boruto is whatever, but you know, like
Boruto's whatever.
Shippuden ended in what, 2015, 17, something like that. So you know, I haven't really had that much, you know, Naruto stuff to watch. But seeing him, you know, going after that final mode, beast out, take Ishiki down with everybody, for me that was like golden.
You miss Naruto? You missed Naruto.
He missed it. But I put this on Instagram already. So if you follow us on Instagram, if you're at Hashira Podcast on Instagram, I made a reel about it because I was literally looking at that fight again and just watching the gangsta of Naruto. Like when he put that barrier mode on, he wasn't playing no games. He washed him up. When he made the Rasengan in his hand and walked forward while the dude is like throwing attacks at him, he's just walking. I said, all right, nah.
Yeah, that's how you know he has so much confidence, so much strength, because like you fighting somebody that's like absorbing the chakra, and then he's just walking up to you with like a full ball of chakra. He don't care no more because he's like, you can't do nothing.
Facts.
Like I'm gonna beat you up no matter what. So you could, think you're doing whatever you're doing, but it ain't gonna work.
But that form is so ridiculous. Like it's the level that form is on is broken. This is like, yo, what? And I guess again, it's on the IG. Check it out if you want to check it out. It's on the IG. And I was saying like, what other like changes or forms remind you of something on that caliber? Like think about it. Like that guy was washing them up with no problem. No problem.
Yeah,
he was
word.
literally giving them their behinds. And my man Naruto puts us on, and it's like, okay, like there's nothing you could do about this now. Like, and so it was great. What's funny is the first moment I wanted to bring up is actually from Boruto myself. I'm gonna go with Kawaki versus Garo. Garo is his name. What's his name?
I know you're talking about.
I think it is Garo.
That's his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is his name.
Yo, that fight was fantastic.
Yeah, that fight was really good.
What? Like I remember again. Like he said, Boruto's it is what it is, and I remember when Ed posted this on the podcast Twitter, right? I had to stop, and then I had to go back and watch the episode again. Cause I was like, wait a minute, I was like,
that wasn't even a full fight.
But it was so
I
good.
Wanna, sit there with a 4-minute video.
But the whole fight is done with the animation that's very good. You see the cubes come out, so you know whenever the cubes pop out in animation, you know it's going down the fighting scene, right? You see the cubes happening. They're really going back and forth. I mean, first of all, I don't think anybody can dispute the fact that whenever we're talking about taijutsu fights in Naruto, the choreography is always on 10.
Oh, yeah.
Always on 10.
Yeah,
So,
I'm glad that's one thing they don't mess up with.
they hit every time.
They make sure that the fighting scenes are like really good.
Yeah.
Sound effects too.
Yeah, everything. It was so great. And so like even like the use of his like his karma, the curse thing on like his the jutsu's Kawaki, and then like Garo using like the blades and everything, and like that whole situation, the way it was choreographed was fantastic. Not only that, the best part of the fight is after like he's about to smoke him, right? And he's looking down on him with like his horn out. Yo, I was like, why did they animate that moment with so much? Like they put so much into the look down. Like, bro, you're never gonna beat me. Like he just looked down. I'm like, Dad, Kawaki. He got all my respect after that moment. All my respect after the moment. I was like, all right, the rest of the show might be trash, but you, Kawaki, you right here. You got it. So that's my first moment. Definitely going there. So Deem, you got another one?
I have another one.
Yeah. Anything else from this year that's like, hey, that's it?
Yeah, you got to pass me on that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I do like because it's a lot. I can't really.
Don't worry about it. So, Trav, you got another one?
Yeah, Tokyo Avengers, man.
I saw it coming. Yeah.
I honestly didn't know what to expect with that anime in general. I'm very happy that we took it upon ourselves to add that to the list of something to look at. Because usually sometimes we do put things on the list that I don't want to look at, like Jujutsu Kaisen. But so Tokyo
Today.
I think it has everything. Like in terms of action, it's one of those animes that wants you to believe what's happening. I don't think we get too much of those like, fake effects. Like with the exaggerations of the face and stuff like that. There's not too much of that involved.
Okay.
It has like a lot of it's one of those things where it could be an action anime but also a slice of life anime. It's surreal. Like I really enjoy those type of animes when writers and creators dig deep into creating a piece of work. It reminds me of, I'm gonna say it. It reminds me of Monster, like stuff like I enjoy them. I do. I really enjoy when they say, "Here's this animated, what can be live action show."
Mm-hmm.
So I think one big moment was when I wasn't sure. This dude has way too many close calls. I can't remember his name. The one with the mohawk. Yeah, so many close calls. When he was like laying on the ground. Oh. Spoiler alert, just in case. Spoiler alert, just in case people don't know. When he was laying on the ground and main character, what's the main character's name now?
Takemichi.
Yeah, was like defending him because they were out to try.
Oh, after he got stabbed?
Yeah, after he got stabbed. Yeah, so again, love the anime, love their take on what it means to be a punk.
A juvenile delinquent.
delinquents,
Yep.
you know, and yeah, no, I'm hoping for the next season to be just as great. Oh, I mean, there was actually a good amount of animes that came out this year. It's very difficult to remember them due to the
How
tough
many?
times that
The
we're in.
volume, exactly.
I got one now. Oh, shoot.
Wait, right before you do that, since he brought up Tokyo Avengers, I just want to say the last episode of Tokyo Avengers in the season is probably the craziest thing I've seen in anime in a long time.
Yo, man.
Okay, I want to put that out there.
Yeah,
that's probably the craziest ending
That
to a
was
season I've ever
bullcrap.
seen.
That wasn't crazy.
Why
That's
am I not
bullcrap.
remembering what happened? Why am I not remembering what happened? What was
Man. Go watch it again.
Yeah, go tell you to watch it again.
Yeah, last episode was crazy how it ended.
The next anime I'm gonna choose. The reason why I'm choosing this anime because this anime is not like what can I say? Like this type of after I name this, I'm gonna think like, damn, I wouldn't even think like you would be drawn to this type of anime. And you know, shout outs to Goose and Ryan for putting a lot of emphasis on this anime. And I'm gonna say To Your Eternity.
Yeah, boy.
Now, when I stopped at episode 6, and I'm just like, yo, man, I can't. And I think we spoke prior to that, and then and both Ryan and Goose was like, yo, like the anime is really good. Like I really like. And I was like, yo, why do you like this anime so much? I'm like, this shit is like doo-doo, like God, and he transformed to women and whatever, they're fucking them out. Anyway, so I sat there, I watched it, and I was like, yo. I watched it and I got glued to the anime. Yeah. And I'm just like, yo, and then when I watched the ending, I'm like, yo, these dudes are right. And this is the anime that I did not think like I would be drawn to. And like I like it. It was good.
So can I say my beef with the anime?
Oh yeah, of course.
No,
wait, did you rewatch that episode? Did you guys rewatch?
Oh, the end. No, I forgot.
Oh shit.
I thought the thing with me with the anime was that in the beginning, up to a certain point, I thought the anime was really good. And I was like, this is amazing because like I feel like this is just mainly like good writing, and then everything's just animated. But Word to Goose, it got too repetitive to me, and I'm just like, how many times?
I knew he was going there. I knew he was going there.
The reason why I said Word to Goose is because Goose said that there's beauty in repetition. Yes. So with this anime, like I just felt like everything was just okay. He's gonna meet people or someone. He's gonna get attached to them emotionally. Right. They die, and then he turns into them, and it just happened throughout the movie. And I'm just like, all right, like I don't feel like I want to feel bad for these people that are like dying in the show, but y'all are doing it too many times and too quick. Cause I think it was like what 22, 24, maybe 25 episodes. So around there, and if it's gonna happen 4 or 5 times, it's like, all right, this is boring. Like the character Google, I liked him a lot. I don't know, maybe because he was your typical, I guess, like shonen character. I don't know if this is a shonen show, but like it was him and his brother. They were poor, and the tree log is rolling down the hill. He saves his girl and it crushes his face, and we don't know what his face looked like, but he's wearing this big old mask, so he has all this stuff that's going against him, and it's so you feel bad for him. But then it's like, all right, like I said, it happens again to this character, then it happens again to this character. It happened twice before that, and now I'm just like, I'm watching the same episodes over and over and over and over and over. I thought, to me, it had a lot of potential, but the repetition for that specific show, it kind of killed it for me.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, Goose.
Before anybody gets swayed, by no, because people, not listeners can do that, right? Anybody can do that.
What be swayed and what's being said is good. Man.
No.
Word to Trump.
What Edwin is saying is not valid. However, if someone was to take a step back and still feel the same way, but just take that step back. It's okay if you still feel the same way, but make sure you take a step back and then say, you know what, I still feel the same way.
Okay.
This character is learning something new from every single person it encounters. That's what it's about, because he starts with a clean slate. There's nothing in his brain. He doesn't even know how to form words. Comes across the first character. Spoiler alert again, if you're gonna watch it. I encourage you to watch it. It's a coming of age story. So there's some reasons to give you to watch it. It's beautiful. The animation is amazing. And I think even though Edward doesn't like the repetition, he can still attest to that.
Oh no, hell yeah.
Right. So this coming of age story is he learns somewhat of what compassion is due to the first character he is introduced to. It's only one person, Then he's introduced to another character, and he's learning more. And every single time this character, which is not a human, learns something new, whether it's words or it's emotion, even how to think, it's gaining something new. There's something beautiful. It's a child. It's a child growing up right before your eyes in every single episode. It's a coming of age story in every single episode. And that's the reason why, because, you know, so many historians talk about the only thing we learn from history is that we don't learn from history. But that's not completely true. You get that with this show, right?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of, you know, quotes and art, et cetera, that you can see something more than once and still take something different from watching it a second time or a third time and a fourth time. And I think that's what repetition is supposed to do or can do for you.
I think that in the repetition, it's important for this specific situation because it's adding on different parts to a being that doesn't have these parts. And so the significance is what is being added. Again, I can't see how it happening so much in such a short span of time would seem like it's super repetitive. And I get what Ed's saying, because he's right. It wasn't that many episodes, so it did happen kind of often for that. But I do see exactly what he's saying. So right here, Deem, I know you got to be out, right, Brody? So I'm gonna let you get on out of here, and all that good stuff. So everybody say deuces to Black by Nature. He's getting up out of here.
I wish I could stay
Peace
longer.
out, brother. Be safe, man.
All right. But that's the thing. I mean, again, I think that's kind of like what it is when it comes to that. That was Goose's. It was Kadeem's, and you were talking about a Goose afterwards.
Yeah.
So Ed, it's back to you, right, Ed? All right.
Yeah. I mean, but see, before I move on, my bad.
Nope, go ahead.
Like, this is where me and Travis always clash with like, I guess, opinions. It's because like that I agree with that stuff, and that stuff is it was executed amazingly in the show. No, I'm not even trying to, like, no pun intended, that, because like it was executed amazingly. Like, all that stuff is true. Like, that is what I liked a lot about the show, was that it was crazy how he was going through and picking up all these things from, like I said, all the people that he emotionally got attached to. And, you know, it made me think about, like, real life, how, you know, like, even with our friends, that's why sometimes you see group of friends that talk similar, act similar, laugh similar, and, you know, just always doing the same, because we get these connections with people. But, like, at the same time, if everything else around it is not that good, I can't say, like, oh, this is amazing because that one or, you know, two parts are like really good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where, like, I feel like you like to give a lot of credit to certain things. If they're like out of 5, if one of them is like a 10, you're like, all right, I can say that this is good because, you know, this one part of it is really good.
It's honestly a good way. It's honestly a what's the character's name who only knows one move?
Zenitsu.
It's a very Zenitsu way of thinking, and it is. If you do that one thing immensely well, that there's reason to look at that and pay attention to that. Maybe because that's what they want you to pay attention to.
I think yes and no depending on, like, what it is. If you're gonna use Zenitsu as he's a swordsman, so if his one move is gonna guarantee, or like 90% chance he gonna cut you and kill you, then yeah. But if you have to execute on like, if he has to now run like 100 meters before somebody, jump over a wall, you know, hop through some rings, and then cut the person, if he can't do those other things, how's he gonna reach this person to get him?
Well, obviously this is the Hashira podcast where we talk about everything, right? This is similar to, like, and I'm still a favorable fan, if I was to use that terminology, for the Nolan brothers. I am. But at some point, similar to you, I'm gonna be like, all right, I feel like I've seen you guys do this way too many times. I loved Inception, right? I enjoyed The Dark Knight, despite not being a fan of that Batman. And I watched what's the movie that they did with Denzel Washington's son? And I'm like,
is it Tenet?
The Tenet. And I watched that, and I'm like, come on, guys.
The cover looks like a Nolan movie too.
Yes, yeah. And I'm like,
the cover looks like they did it.
And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, come on, now we're running backwards? Come on, y'all. Like, this is, people are fighting back. Like, at a certain point, I understand what you're saying. I get it. But I think even if you show me this so many times, but if you do it well the fourth and fifth time, then I can overlook the fact that you're doing it again. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and to me, I think at that point in time, it's very subjective. Like the first two times are objective, and we both, like Ed and I, can be like, oh, that's beautiful. And I think it starts separating at this point now, where you've done it enough where you're either gonna have those people who say, this is amazing, or you're gonna have those people be like, I'm done here. You've done this enough already. You know? I feel that way with the Nolan brothers. Still love their stuff. Hope to God that I see something else from them. But when I saw Spider-Man, and we know that Marvel has this way of repeating death, right? That's a ongoing repeating thing. I can understand as well people still thinking that it's good. Like it can be a counter art. Yeah. And again, like I said, this is a recurring theme with Marvel. Well, that happens, and you know, like there's this, it happens where you're like, oh my God, you got me, tearjerker, and or it could be like, all right, man, I've seen you guys do this like 20 times already. Exactly. I'm done.
Yeah.
So no, I get you. I understand what you're saying.
Subject. I'm gonna piggyback off Travis because I wanted to say this too. I want to say Tokyo Revengers, but I didn't remember what to talk about, so that's why I just went to my other one. But yeah, I want to say Tokyo Revengers because like Travis said, like watching it, well, not even watching it, before I watched it, I just thought like, oh God, here we go again with these school kids just fighting. And then, like how are y'all still being entertained by this stuff? But like I said, the fact that I've never really like gotten into like the whole isekai anime thing yet. So I don't know if this falls into it, even though, I mean, you have to go into like another world or whatever, stuff like that. But I know they like go back in time a lot. So, so yeah, like I that like kind of like made that anime like really good for me because I wasn't expecting it. I just thought, like I said, it was just going to be kids fighting, you know, high school, middle school, whatever it was and stuff like that. But one of the moments from that anime that to me was just nutty for the year was when they was fighting the big, what was it, the bloody Halloween fight or something like that? Was that the last one they had, the big one, where Baji dies? Sorry, don't spoil anything. But yo, when this dude Mikey, I don't remember who was holding him down, I guess is what you want to say, but he just lifts the dude up with his leg and he kicks the other kid. I was like, oh my God. That scene was so funny to me. I'm like, yo, come on, this kid is really like this. He's but so little and he's really this strong.
But it's always the kick that's that strong, bro.
Oh man, but I loved it though, because like Travis said too, like I think you said this, but like the anime gives you like a very like realistic feel, and I kind of like when they do that in animation, like those slice of life type of things. And so, like, you know, to see him do that, it was just like, all right, you know, we still watching the anime. You know, like when Draken is like beating up 20 people, it's like, come on, I know, like, what the freak? This is a big guy, but dang, for him to just be murking cats like this,
they
hitting them with bats and stuff like that. And Mikey's just like, all right, like, kick. So it's just so difficult to like talk about 2021 and like not bring up like Tokyo Revengers.
No, and I think if I'm not mistaken, ReZero is also something that I touched upon
Elsa
a little bit.
versus Garfield. That was ReZero. That joint was crazy. That happened this year. Anyway.
Well, you liked ReZero. You did it. You enjoyed it.
I told you I liked it.
Okay.
I was behind. Before I was just behind. That's all.
Right. Yeah, it's so gruesome. It's that elfin lad that I was looking for in my later years.
That was a good ass show.
You guys knew it wasn't going to be an episode of the Hashira podcast if Goose and Shoof returned to us and didn't say monster and elfin lad.
Yeah, he did. Right. And Gurren Lagann, I think, is the third one, right?
Oh my
God. I'm like, he always says.
Please gotta say it soon.
Well, I have to bring him up, man. But honestly, you know, like ReZero is just, it's so good. I'm happy that it came out. And again, like I said, I needed that. I think we had so many different genres come out this year that allowed us to be able to stay and continue, because I will always go back to other animes, because like if there's like years where I'm not seeing anything, I'm like, you know, let me just go back to the old days. I'm still rewatching Card Captors now, and
Card Captors,
a mystic adventure, and I'm so Oh, and we got to remember 2021 they brought back Shaman King and they're redoing that. So like that's also fairly good.
It was alright. I watched the whole thing. It was alright. I mean, I enjoyed the the new look on some things, and I like the way that they fleshed out the story with my favorite character, the kid, the Chinese kid. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. But I can't say I don't think it was the greatest that it could have been.
No, it's not.
Yeah, definitely not. But it was still great. It was still good to watch.
Has anybody watched live action Cowboy Bebop? I've been meaning to.
I have,
but like I don't want to. Like
I have watched it.
You don't sound good. It doesn't sound good right now. You don't sound happy.
I heard it was good.
I'll be honest with you, I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm gonna say it straight out like that.
Who played
Spike?
Yeah, who played Spike again? It was what's his name, right?
Harold.
Oh wow. Was
he
funny
really played Spike? I can't believe that. Yeah.
No, what was bad was as Spike, he wasn't too good at like looking as cool as Spike does when he fights, because like Spike's fit like actual martial art prowess is amazing. Like Spike be doing some crazy crap in Cowboy Bebop, and he can't really do it, so that does make you feel like you're missing something. But just him like saying funny Spike stuff is actually hilarious. Like like I said, I don't think it was that good, but I did enjoy it for what it was supposed to be. Like the guy who played Jet, his voice was perfect. Like he must have really loved the show. No, he sounds like the English dub. Like he sounds like a walking person who is using the English dub. Like Trav, if you watch it, tell me exactly what you think. Like you're gonna hear him talking. You be like, oh wow, this man must have loved the English dub growing up because he got it on lock.
I gotta watch it.
I didn't like Faye. I don't like Faye, but I like Spike and Jet. But anyway, I got one more. I get one more anime 2021 moment before we get into just throwing out some of the honorable mentions and closing this thing on out. I do want to say, and this is difficult. Actually, it's not difficult. He named it in the chat, so I feel like it takes away all the cool epicness that I wanted to get out of saying it first, but I don't get to. Again, I also posted this on the IG when I was going over anime moments from 2021. Asta and Yami versus Dante and Black Clover had to be one of the most fantastic.
I think that's definitely like a fight of the year candidate.
Oh my gosh.
They get in their bag. They get in their bag with animation. They get in their bag when they do their scene. Yeah, they get in their bag.
I think Black Clover is just amazing, period, man. It deserves more recognition.
Oh my god.
They get in their bag.
That fight, man. That fight. It was just, first of all, it's just the moment in itself is so ridiculous. Like the way they planned it out. So Yami fought this dude 1D, expended unnecessary amounts of energy trying to find a way to beat him, ends up not being able to beat him even by literally disintegrating parts of his body with his spatial magic. We're not talking about like just cutting him. No, my man said boom and like blew, like just literally caused all that area to disappear. Deleting him, came back together. It looks like there's no way around the situation, and then he's about to give it all he got. Asta shows up, and it shows us, and like I said this, on the IG, this fight, and I think what like the reason why it sticks out so much to me, it did what it's supposed to do. Like remember back in like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, when like the Jonin who were fighting had to give it their all, and some of them might have died, but it just was to show you like this is what they could actually do, even if they couldn't overcome what was about to fight the village. Like when like Asuma had to fight Hidan, like
that's exactly what I was thinking of too.
It's like that. So it showed Yami putting his best foot forward in a way we've never got to see through the entire anime, and his best foot forward is something that you could only wish to see happen on screen.
Right.
It was a reminder
that before Shanks did anything.
You can't do that to me. Oh gosh. So again, it's literally like, and it was such a fantastic thing to see on screen, to see Yami really go for it, and you're just like, bro, there's no way that he could just really get that going. And it proved again, like I've been saying this from jump, and Ed can vouch, I've been saying Yami's the strongest captain. I was like, yo, Yami's the strongest. He's got to be the strongest captain. And that fight was like, yes, he is. Because this is Dante. The other devil was just going into these other magic houses and smoking all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too when he was finished.
The other one walks into the Golden Dawn joint and just beats all the Golden Dawn, who's supposed to be the top tier.
I forget his name. Mm-hmm.
Right?
And William Vengeance is supposed to, that's the best night crew and everything. So he's like quote unquote next in line to be the Wizard King.
And then
that dude went over there. I forget his name, which pisses me off. He went over there and he handled them.
Handled it, no problem. And then this guy comes over to the Black Bulls hideout and has to deal with one man, and it's Yami. And then has to deal with Yami plus Asta and cannot do it. Cannot do it.
He cannot beat Yami if he can't regenerate. Word to Akaza. If he cannot regenerate, he loses. He loses.
Yeah.
Yo, that J, I can't even go. And then the choreography of like teacher student, really, like when you can tell that Yami understands Asta's movements, because it's not Asta understanding Yami, it's Yami fighting and knowing where Asta's gonna end up. Right? When he tosses him the sword, it's because he knows where Asta's gonna be. Like to me, like, it shows Yami's like his strategy, another level. Fighting technique, another level. Power, another level. Like just everything. It just shows Yami doing it against the strongest villain we've seen on screen in Black Clover.
Yeah.
And they get the W. Like they get the W. I was like, oh man. Like, even when he body slammed him, when they put the like extra animation on his face, where he was like, like,
so let's talk. If we're talking about 2021,
oh my God.
2021, right? Best 2021. That's one of your top.
Hell yeah, man.
Memories. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this now, because it sounds like we're doing handicap matches right now, right?
Oh, you're gonna go for it? Go for it.
Does that match up with Jujutsu Kaisen?
I knew he was gonna say it. I was like, he's gonna say it. Okay, all right, but we can do that.
Ooh, which one? Which one?
I'm gonna give it to. Honestly, I'm giving it to Black Clover. I'm giving it to Yami and Asta versus Dante over my boys in Juju and JJK. You know why though? I'm gonna tell you why. In JJK, it felt like, even though, first of all, let's talk about the moment, right? Because it's definitely a 2021 moment, right? When the sorcerers had to fight Hanami, the plant curse, that fight was crazy. The animation, another level. Music, like I said, JJK music never catches my ear. That moment, the music was
I don't
on
even
10.
remember the music.
It was that whole moment was fantastic. But that didn't get it to me because they were selling the point of main characters just excelling and being good at stuff too fast. Because he was learning that Black Flash thing and learning from the homie during the fight, and it was like, yo, how are you learning and fighting against Hanami like this and you're good? Whereas in Dante, any misstep, they were gonna die because it wasn't a game. So you see what I'm saying? So to me, it didn't feel the same. Like I didn't feel the same stakes because they were like literally learning and I'm like washing Hanami up. You know what I'm saying? While they were learning, and then and I forget his name. What's his name? Somebody give me his name. He's like my favorite character in the show. The guy who claps. What's his name?
Toto?
Toto. Thank you.
Toto.
And Toto. The thing with Toto's teaching them, and Toto's technique is so good, and they're like really holding themselves in such a good place that I didn't feel the stakes. When they were fighting Dante, I was like, yo, if they mess up, I already know that could be it. You know what I'm saying? That could have been it. And the stakes were different. It felt more natural in Black Clover because of what we already got from Yami and what he was able to show us based off what he's been doing the whole time to prove himself. Whereas it was like in JJK, it was like, oh, the main character has to get stronger by learning all these techniques and put them into play right now in a fight that should be this serious, but it's obviously not that serious because Gojo is literally here saying that nothing can happen to you guys because I exist. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I didn't feel the same. It looked cool, and the techniques were great. Choreography, fantastic. But Black Clover just felt way more real. Like I felt the stakes.
I agree. I agree. You same thing with you guys?
I'm gonna go with Black Clover because one of my things within anime, like, you know, the shonen type is always to me like the urgency of like the moment or whatever. And I felt like what Maurice was saying, like they're fighting this demon thing in Jujutsu Kaisen, but it's like, all right, the situation is nuts what's going on right now, but I never felt like those two were in like that kind of danger.
Yeah.
Like Maurice said, like again, like he said with Black Clover, like, yo, you know, Asta was just on the floor, nearly finished. Yami comes, Yami's doing crazy moves, and this guy's regenerating, so it don't work. So it's like, how are we getting past this dude? And then that's when he says, yo, Asta, I can't do this without you, man. You watching me go all out. This is all I got, and I can't do it without you and that anti-magic that you got. Yeah. He gets up, and now here they go, the synchronized. Asta in the middle of the fight is like, yo, I'm sucking ass right now. I'm not helping this guy.
Yeah.
He's still fighting at a high level and protecting me at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And using
So
him
it's
as
just
a
like-
weapon.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like this guy's doing all this stuff, and it's like life or death.
Yeah.
Not taking away nothing from JJK. That was an amazing fight, but I gotta give it to.
He didn't think anybody was gonna die. You know, a small piece of me was worried about Toto. Small piece. I'm not gonna lie to you. That a small piece. I did. You know, I think that small piece comes from me hoping that it gives me more. That's my bias part probably coming into play. But it's one of those things where it's like, make this person die, and I feel like I will like this anime a little bit more if that happens.
But that's the thing. Like Toto, I didn't feel worried for Toto because Toto never goes all out. That's how you know it's not serious. Toto never goes all out in that fight.
You don't think he was going out all out in that?
No, he said he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Because remember, he can black flash and everything. He never did it. He let what's the name do it. He let what's the name because he was trying to teach him how to do it properly, how to focus. Remember? He never does it. So you know he's playing around. Like you know he's playing. Like come on, I'm like, come on, man. And
I think that's the only other handy.
He's a student. He's playing.
And another thing that kills that part a little bit for me and the whole anime is Gojo.
He's sitting there like
he's too strong, and it kills it for me because he could just pop up like he does, and then that's when Toto is usually like, "Yo, back up." What? Trust me, back up.
You're gonna die. Word.
How far is he? And the fact, and to give more points to what Marie said, like, how strong is Toto that he knows, like, yo, something is coming. Something crazy.
He was like, back
Yuji
up.
had no clue. I don't even think the demon knew it was coming.
No.
Yeah.
Toto knew. He was like, whoa.
Yeah, Gojo, he kind of. I don't dislike the character, but he's just too strong, man. It's like, come on, just send him.
There's so much
time.
I think there's so much more to happen in that show. Maybe I'm still waiting for it. Not taking away from it. Obviously, I'm just gonna keep on waiting. And I noticed such a hype anime, and yet we didn't mention it this year. Was My Hero. Do we worry about it in 2022? I mean, are we worried about?
What do you mean worried? Like,
I didn't like the last
scared for, or like, am I looking out for it?
Like, it's not. It's seeming like that promise that it gave us in the beginning is no longer there that it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How is this possible?
Nah, I'm gonna have to agree. One, I hated this season. To me, the my villain. I don't know if I'm just gonna say this season was just trash. I don't know if maybe it's because maybe I do have My Hero on a pedestal or something like that. Like, I never thought it was that good of an anime, but like I always hear about it online. Like, oh, this is like, the new number one new gen, and I feel like it's been nowhere near the season with Overhaul. To me, that was good. I liked it a lot. I thought it didn't get the shine it deserved because of Demon Slayer, but like this season, it's like, what the freak? Like, I don't know. I just didn't care for any of it. People telling me like, oh, wait for when Reed Destro pops up. Wait for when this happens. Oh, the next arc is gonna be crazy. Shigaraki's going, and I'm watching everything. And then let me stop myself there and get to the beginning. With them fighting Class 1B again. I don't care. I don't care for that class because there's too much
one
characters.
repetition we both are agreeing.
Yeah, like, I don't care for these kids. Like, forget about that class. Let them fight each other or something. You know what I'm saying? What else? Dang. So that was trash to me. I don't care for those kids. And then like, I don't know. It just wasn't good.
Sure. We didn't. There was no reason to bring that up for this episode. I would have liked, because the characters are enjoyable. The plot and the setting just didn't do anything for me for this for 2021. I would have liked to bring them up. Exactly. I can still bring up Fire Force even though we didn't. But
I don't think that's this year. That's why, unfortunately.
Yeah. But like, I there was no reason to bring up My Hero. I think I think everybody's understanding this episode is pertaining to the wrap up of 2021, your favorite moments. Even though I said mine, I think it's unanimous that Mugen Train takes it for the most part. I think I personally, even though I said Visions, I just didn't want to copy somebody else's and be repetitive. But in all honesty, 2021, Mugen Train was phenomenal. 2021 that takes.
If I had to pick, if I had to like honestly pick one in anime, like what was I'm gonna go with Tokyo Revengers, like as like the number one. Yeah, I don't think one is better than the other, but the fact that we already had Demon Slayer season 1. The movie Mugen Train was amazing from start to finish, and whatever they cut out and put it in episodes, that was all great. But I just felt like, like, not that I felt like, but for me, it was just so different and just so well done. Like, I feel like the story is great. The way that the flow of the anime is, the events that happen in the anime is like, whoa, what the hell's gonna happen next? Like, it's not on that level, but I put it on the Attack on Titan level, meaning, because like when I watch Attack on Titan, I don't even try to guess no more. I just watch and just enjoy the show. Seriously, because like every time I'm like, I didn't think this was gonna happen, but like every time I'm like, Aaron about to die, something crazy happens and then he does it. Like I said, that's not one of the thoughts I had like watching the show, but like I'm just saying, like every time I think something's gonna happen, doesn't happen. And Tokyo Revengers, they just kept hitting you with this crazy twist, or even if you don't even want to call it a twist, just like some event that is like, what the freak? Yeah. So like, that's why for me that was I'm gonna give 2021 to Tokyo Revengers. But I mean, which one is better between that Mugen Train?
I would say Tokyo Revengers has an advantage for moments due to it being new. I feel like whenever an anime comes out and it's new, we always have this like, yeah, that this is taking it right now. You don't agree? Okay.
I mean, on the grand scale of things, I think Mugen Train does take it. Right. Only because, like I said, the grand scale of things. Like what it literally shut down movie theaters, ticket sales. It said, hi, pop culture, we're anime, and it's time that you are dominated by us. And that's what happened. So it shut down the internet, it shut down Twitter, it shut down everything. And I tell you, the coolest part about it is that anime, first of all, people in the anime verse are so respectful when it came to Mugen Train that I didn't see any real spoilers until I saw the movie. I just want to say that. And I was all over Twitter. And like I saw some that were like from like the manga pictures. They're like, oh, this part of the manga is in the movie. It looks great. But I like to see actual parts of the movie. I didn't see it. So when I got to see the movie, I was just like, holy cow!
But wait, what are you talking about? When the movie was released here?
Yeah, like until
okay. Because I was gonna say, you gotta remember, like we kind of got it. Like, late.
Yeah. So when we got it, like until we got it, I was like very surprised to watch it all the way through. The animation, everything about it was fantastic. Rengoku, fantastic. Like I said, the anime world and the world at large doesn't deserve Tanjiro. He's too good for us. We don't deserve him. We don't deserve him.
He's too funny,
man. He can't even lie without being able to breathe properly. Like we don't deserve Tanjiro. But again, the movie was great. There are a lot of parts of gripes I had about it afterwards, but Inosuke is fantastic. Yes, Kie-chan. But that's the thing.
Yeah, so, Inosuke he literally is the best.
And then like their emotions throughout the movie, everything about Mugen Train hit. And I feel like even though there are some things we could pick and choose about it and what was good and what wasn't, for what it was as a whole, it tore 2021 down. Like it literally said, shut up everybody. And now other animes are making movies. Like it doesn't get.
I wanted to talk about that too.
It doesn't even get more real than that. Like that's what it is. So we are at the end. So what I want to do is I want you guys to throw out. So we're not gonna go into depth, but just throw out like other honorable mentions. We're gonna rotate honorable mentions for a bit, without going too into detail about them, so that we can get any more that you have in your brain, just get them out, and then we'll close after that. So I'm gonna start with a quick one. One Piece, the 1000th episode. That was a big thing that happened in 2021. Definitely happened. True. Goose, on you.
It was big for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I guess if it has to be honorable mention, again, like I gotta reiterate that ReZero is just top notch. Please give it a check. And Visions, Star Wars Visions. If you enjoy short films, check those out for sure.
Ed?
What was I gonna say? I wasn't a big fan of it, but it had its little moment this year. I'm gonna go with Invincible, especially the end when him and Omni-Man and Invincible were fighting, especially with the whole thing. Thing. That was like all over the internet for like a week. So I mean, you can't whether you like things or not, you can't ignore that.
Yeah, that was.
It has its fan base, and they root for it. So I'll say Invincible.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that one was. So there's more.
Can I add one more?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Honorable mentions.
I don't know.
I got a couple.
No, I was gonna after the honorable mentions. I was gonna say like if y'all want to like talk about like what we're waiting for in like 2022.
Oh yeah, no, we can definitely do that. We can do that. So let me do this honorable mention.
Yeah,
we'll do that. All right. So there are some more that I'm gonna go through real quick. Of course. Again, One Piece wise, there was the Whitebeard Pirates versus the Roger Pirates. That was a big thing. On anime Twitter and stuff like that. I don't think it was that big of a deal, but it was a big thing in the anime world. Escanor versus Zeldris, 7 Deadly Sins, wacky. Every time Escanor does anything, it is fantastic, and he did what he was supposed to do. Smoke Zeldris, and I was surprised they let him smoke Zeldris. I really was, but he got through that. I'm a big fan of that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Rimuru, and that second season has been fantastic, but when he fought Hinata, and it showed us that he literally could not just overpower anybody, I was like, okay! Oh snap! Like, this journey is really taking a turn here. Again, I already said this, but Elsa versus Garfield and ReZero was fantastic. Not only that, what else was big? Again,
Evangelion
3.0 plus 1.0 was crazy. There's definitely something that you probably want to check out. 2. Dr. Stone, the Stone Wars. Stone Wars, baby. Stone Wars, baby. That was a big thing. That was 2021, Dag Nabbit.
We need a big season from them, man. I'm tired of this 12 episode.
Yeah, we need the real deal from them. I agree. 100% I agree.
Oh, I have an honorable mention. I didn't watch it yet, but I'm watching like the previous episodes. Mm-hmm. World Trigger. I don't know if any of y'all like watch it. Bro, I love that show so much.
All right, so Ed, the episode with the top attackers versus Gatlin and what's his name? And Orkin World. What's his name?
I'm not on season 3 yet.
Oh, I'm sorry then. Oh,
I don't know if this is season 3. I don't even know what you're talking about. I just
that is crazy. That's crazy. Yes.
Yo, oh man.
JoJo Stone Ocean. Yes. Jolene is the first female JoJo. I didn't forget.
That's cool.
I didn't forget. It's been a big thing. It's been trending everywhere. Yes, 100%. I saw it.
I'm not caught up yet on JoJo's. I'm almost caught up.
That's a big 2021 situation. And my boy Dio singing was one of the best parts of Stone Ocean because he's Dio.
Cut up. There you go. Yeah, you did for a little quick second.
No. I hope you guys heard me on stream. I guess we'll find out. I'll have to edit out later. What else was big? I'm trying not to forget stuff. I'm probably forgetting a lot of stuff. But if I am, please don't charge to my head. Just charge to the fact that there was too much good thing. Oh, wait, hold up. I'm bugging. I forgot about this. I don't know how I forgot about this. Freaking Attack on Titan. What?
Was that this?
Yes, it was. Oh
yeah, because
the whole was nuts, fight, man. The whole fight with the Warhammer Titan, Levi smoking the Beast Titan in round two. Like, it was just too good. It was too good. There's no way I could not talk about that. Attack on Titan literally said, "I'm gonna come out and flip the anime verse on his backside." Like, hold up, bro. Hold up. So that just was
about
crazy.
to do it again.
And listen, I can't wait. I'm literally waiting for that too much. So that's the perfect way to segue this. So Ed and Edwin wanted to talk about some stuff that's coming out in 2022 that we're looking forward to. Go ahead, Doc.
Oh shoot. I don't want to have to start it off with whatchamacallit. I mean, besides Attack on Titan,
can't wait.
I mean, I'm hoping.
Can't wait.
I'm hoping that I'm waiting for freaking Fire Force. Like, seriously.
Oh yeah, Fire Force.
What's up, man? I'm waiting for Fire Force. I'm waiting for One Punch Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get it. But I mean, but number one next year, that Black Clover movie, man. I need Black Clover back. Like I didn't realize like a couple of days. I'm like, I feel like I'm just like missing something that I should be doing. I'm like, that's why, because this freaking show is just not like what's going on.
It's no Black Clover. I can't live this life.
Yeah, word. I'm like, I missed the freaking show, man.
If we're going in alphabetical order, Black Clover is what you're saying. The next BL for me is Bleach.
Oh, Bleach is definitely October 2022.
It's 2022.
Oh, October?
Again, I don't want to get into the... listen, we can have an episode based off our Bleach speculations, but based off of the fact that... That's one of the reasons I stopped reading manga, by the way. I read some of the manga for Bleach because I wanted to know what happened, and I was purely upset and disappointed. But I'll get into that another time. When we start that, I guess we can get into that. But I'm excited for Attack on Titan, 100%. I'm so excited for Attack on Titan and the Black Clover movie because... if that Dante fight was a precursor to the madness and the animation we're gonna see in the movie. Oh my goodness, that joint is gonna be absolutely ridiculous.
To be honest with you though, what I hope they do is, if they can't fit it in the movie, don't force it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't like make the movie just seem like a bunch of like just a commotion on the screen. And it's like, oh, they won or they lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least Mugen Train it, like put apart. And if you're gonna like chop things up to like, you know, make like another season, like do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather watch the movie twice, like how Mugen Train did it, than y'all just try to jam pack this you know, final stuff. You know, I don't want that to happen, because I'm excited for this. I don't want y'all to, you know, put out just some bullcrap just to put it out.
No, first of all, yes, you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
Because I need to sit right the same way that, like, whenever I think of the esoteric art, when I didn't realize that, you know, Hashiras can do esoteric arts, like I wanted to sit in my heart like that, because I will never forget when my man put the sword back and was like esoteric. I must have looked. I probably paused it and rewinded it like 6 times. I was like, say that again. What? What did you just say? Not 10th breathing, not 11th breathing, esoteric. What? What is this? What are we talking about? And the emotion that went into him trying to like get that last hit on Akaza, like that, something that sits in my brain. It lives in my brain rent free. And I'm looking for some moments like that when I watch the JJK movie, and I'm looking for moments like that when I watch the Black Clover movie. So yeah, 100% looking forward to that. Is there anything else that I am awaiting in 2020? Well, I guess in the future. Again, I'm waiting for Fire Force 2, because Benimaru Shinmon is an animal.
Yeah, that character's crazy.
And need I say more? He's an animal. And of course, I'm waiting for Tokyo Revengers. I need to know what happened after that daggone episode. Gosh,
I am one of the biggest Lupins.
Lupin's coming,
Lupin's movie's coming out, and I am looking forward to that. I freaking love Lupin.
Oh, it's gonna be a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a movie, which is gonna be great. Oh, and the Rurouni Kenshin thing. The Rurouni Kenshin is coming back out.
I'm not looking.
I'm about to start some trouble real quick.
Uh-oh.
I haven't heard no news about this, but I actually have been waiting for like this next installment of Code Geass, man. I forget what the name of it's supposed to be, but like I think like a year or two ago I saw that they were gonna.
I'm still nervous about it. They're
gonna continue it.
I'm nervous about it, but
and I haven't really heard anything yet.
Wait, did you watch the movie?
I still didn't see it because I don't know where to watch it.
I watched the movie like I think the same day that I finished the anime. I was like, nah, you're not gonna end like this.
Yeah, no, I need to watch it. Listen, Code Geass, man. I'm about to watch it all over again. Google. Probably.
I went on Google and they was like, oh yeah, watch the movie. Oh, okay. Went straight there and watched it.
Sheesh.
I had to.
Nah, I can't wait to check that out. So, but guys, it's been fantastic. I'm so glad that you guys were rocking with us in the chat live. For all you guys who are watching this on YouTube, please comment below. Tell us what your favorite anime moment of 2021 was. There were so many. We forgot some, and I know we forgot some. Please tell us what we forgot. I know we forgot some. There's so much was happening this year. It was such a great year for anime and the recovery after the whole pandemic situation. So you guys already know that we are looking forward to hearing your thoughts, ideas, and we want you to join the conversation. Of course, please subscribe, hit that share so people know what's going on here, and if you've enjoyed our content. And when you comment, we know that you're in the conversation and we can talk back with you about the things that you enjoy about anime, because the coolest thing about enjoying all this nerd stuff is being able to have that conversation with you guys. So if it wasn't for you guys, as Ed and Edwin said earlier, we wouldn't even be doing this. It's been another fantastic year for anime, another fantastic year for the Hashira podcast, and we're so grateful that you guys still take the time to watch what we do, look at our content, and check out more of our stuff. We branch out over to IG, doing some segments and some skits and making it happen. We're really trying to make this happen because we want you guys to enjoy what we enjoy, and taking our nerddom and our anime love, all that stuff to another level. So as always, we want to say Happy New Year to you guys. Hope that you guys are safe and enjoying it as we bring it in and all that stuff. And more than that, stay nerdy, my friend. So stay safe in the corona times. Black Lives Matter, and they always will, no matter what year it's going to be. Stay positive, reach out for your goals, and make those things happen to the best of your ability. We've been the Pillars. This has been the Hashira Podcast. Take it easy. Johnny.